Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Shenanigan, and today I just wanna go ahead and discuss some of the top jams that helped me complete Act 7.3 100%. And I'm gonna go over some of the jams that I already have. Please don't mind the background noise. There's some construction work going outside. Alright, so these are the jams that I have right now, and I'm gonna start with the jam that actually helped me in 7.3 the most, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start in the order that they are right now. First jam being Doctor Doom. Now, in the Act 7.2, Doctor Doom was actually used the least. So I actually didn't have enough faith that he's actually going to be utilized more in 7.3, but there were a lot of parts where he was extremely useful. His ability to shock, incinerate, and steal power was very helpful in multiple paths. He was one of the most used champs in Act 7.3 and one of the top contenders for rank 4 right now. Next being Tigra. I have not used her at all in 7.3. Now, her playstyle is difficult as well, and I'm not a master of her playstyle either. But she was not someone that I actually considered when I was taking Mystic Paths or something. Basically, the only problem that I have with her is that her neutralize does not work with Mystic Dispersion, and she was not being used at all. Angela was basically the top champ I used throughout 7.2 and 7.3. Her new abilities and all the buffs and debuffs, and especially her synergy with Odin, made her extremely valuable, and which made Odin very valuable as well, because he is always there to make sure that he gets more. Angela gets more potency. There were times when I actually used both my Odins, so I can give 3 buffs to 2 of the champs in my team instead of just 1. So having 2 Odins also helped me out. I did have very high hopes for Kingpin. The way I tested him when I ranked him up and awakened him with a generic gem and added all the 6 stones to him. It was because I thought that he actually is going to be the most useful champ in Act 7.3, and he was somewhat useful, especially with the synergy that he has with Mr. Sinistra. That power lock really helped in a lot of paths where champion would actually be gaining a lot of power. So he was useful, but not as much as Angela or Doom. I did not use Cosmic Ghost Rider at all. Didn't find any path where I could use him. Void was definitely useful in some of the paths, and especially when he had Killmonger, he's actually really good. But then again, he was not as much used as the other 2 champs. I'm not one of the best ghost players, so I did try to use her on a couple of paths. I realized I'm not really good at her. I did get her after I completed Abyss and just ranked her up and maxed her. Just because she's one of the top champs, of course, but I'm still not extremely good. When it comes down to it, I can go ahead and do some ROL runs perfectly, but then if it comes to quests or war or uh, alliance quest, war or story quests, I get a little nervous, I guess. I duped Black Widow after 7.3 was completed, so I didn't have her before as Awakened. But Unawakened, she was definitely one of the top champs in 7.3, basically due to her ability to stop all the buffs, to interact with Mystic Dispersion, and of course put debuffs on the opponent. I would give her number 4 on the top champs, first being Angela, second being Doom, and the third being Magneto. There were some nodes created on the paths which were specially made to counter Magneto, but still he was one of the top champs whenever there was a metal champion, so he would be considered the third champ that I use the most. First being Angela, 1A, 1.1 would be Odin because I would always take Angela with Odin. I didn't find any path where I could use Hulk because there wasn't any path where I could activate his face me ability. So that's why he was not used. Falcon was also used a lot, basically because if you possibly saw the Act 7.3, there were a lot of mixed master paths and paths where a champion would evade a lot. So that's where he actually came the most useful. I'm not sure why this was added, but before I am gonna go further, just wanna say that because of the mix master, Moleman was actually fifth most useful champ. Possibly just because I only have him as rank 5 and not at rank 6. But his ability to continuously have a passive true strike and gain a lot of crit really helped a lot. His ability to shrug off debuffs also helped in some fights where you would not enable his monster mass and just shrug off the debuffs. So Moleman would be next, and again, just speaking of 5 stars, I don't have this champ as 6 star, but Apocalypse was extremely useful in multiple fights. Of course, I'm gonna always take Cable with Apocalypse, so he becomes useful as well. But there were parts which were just made for Apocalypse, and there are debuffs with he's immune to, like Disorient. So he definitely was the top champs. But I think that's the only champs in 5 star which were useful, other than of course Nick Fury. But I didn't actually use him a lot. I didn't even add him to the team for the extra attack rating, and as you can see, I don't use suicides either. So all the information I'm giving is with the champs without suicide. Another 5 star champ that was useful was Archangel, and that's because I actually don't have him awakened as a 6 star yet. But he was really good in most of the matches where you just want to shut down a champion. So let's get back to 6 stars again. Killmonger would only be used with Void, and I didn't use Guillotine at all. Unlike 7.1 and 7.2, where I used Domino a lot. Just with the parry heavy and stun vulnerability paths, there was no such thing in this act, so Domino did not get any play at all. But the 5 star Doctor Doom was used a lot when my 6 star Doctor Doom would actually be in war. There's only one path where I tried Professor X, and it was a little difficult because it's not awakened, and I would rather have him awakened to make sure that he can actually continue channeling his charges. I don't have to do a parry heavy or a few SP1s. Next we come to Corvus. Again, I only use Corvus on one path, and that's the leftmost part on 7.3.6, the final chapter, because there was a Emma Frost as the last champion, and the path had, if I remember correctly, only poison damage. I'm not sure what the node is called, and Emma would not take poison damage unless she is out of her diamond form, so we have to armor break her, and that's the reason why I took Corvus Glaive on that path. Now, believe it or not, and I'm definitely not being funny here, but I used Howard a lot. Maybe just because he is a rank 3 6 star, but I did rank him up because he does have this unique ability to give multiple buffs, multiple armor buffs, and multiple armor breaks and all. He was one of the best gems against Kang, because every time the Kang would go in the time collapse, that would be considered as a stun, and Howard would continuously gain fury during that stun. And in other matches as well, where you needed to gain a lot of buffs or put a lot of debuffs, he was utilized a lot. So I actually couldn't even believe how much I would use him, but he was actually going to be like in the top 7 or 8 after the other names I've already taken. Other than that, rest of the champs I have is 5 star. I used Shang-Chi in a fight or two. Didn't use Namor, Abomination, Captain Marvel, Silver Surfer. Annihilus would have actually been a good match for that Emma Frost as well, but I didn't take him. Took Aegon for just possibly a couple of parts as well, and excuse me, did take Warlock for a path too, and did not at all use She-Hulk, though I'm sure that she must have been useful in some of the paths, but I didn't. Hulk, Immortal Hulk, was actually useful on the science paths. He was actually the most useful on the science path. So good that I had him. Used Guillotine on a few paths, Mystic paths, so the paths where you actually want to do bleed damage. Occasionally used Hulkbuster and Colossus. Scarlet Witch, this Sigil Scarlet Witch. I didn't use her as much as others did, but anywhere I did use her, she was amazing. She gains a lot of power once you get those 5 chaos charges into a heavy, and back-to-back SP2s. I only use MD3, Mystic Dispersion, 3 points, and I feel that is also a lot for her because she would just raise to a special 3 really quickly. So she's definitely a champ that you need to consider. Other than that, Human Torch, yes, I forgot him. He was definitely used a lot as well in a lot of matches where you need energy damage or incinerate damage. I did use Human Torch, so he's one of the champ I don't have as 6-star either. Used Venom for a fight or two for a Spidey boss. And Ronan was used in a probably completely on one of the paths where you get 50% power usage, so you can just unlock any champion. I did find Ronan the only champ who has 100% stun possibility on both SP1s and SP2s. So it was a longer fight, but quite easy. And together with that, there was this one boss, the first Red Goblin, I believe, which was great. Other than that, the only champion that I used, which is not at all ranked up, was... where is he? And that's Miles Morales. And that's just because of the Symbiote Supreme boss, where he would actually gain the ability to go invisible and 105% chance to miss all the unblockable special effects. So you can just pin Sorcerer's Pain in the corner and just continue with a heavy, and that's it. That's the only place I used him. That's the only thing I believe he's good at least for now, since he's not awakened. But that being said, I did give it a lot of thought on who I am going to need to rank up to rank 4. My top champ before going to Act 7.3 was Magneto. I was prepared to rank him up to rank 3, but I feel that he still has too much power even at rank 3 right now, so rank 4 would not be necessary. My second option was Kingpin, because of his synergies and all the abilities that he has, and that's actually the reason why I did rank him up to 3 and max sig him as well, because I was definitely planning to R4 him, but then again I didn't use him at all. And my top champ being Angela, not Void. I use Void mostly in war for attack, but Angela was the most used champs, and I actually wanted to do something different, something that others have not done. But at the end of the day, I did have to see the most reliability and everything considered, I decided to rank up Dr. Doom. I know it's possibly a cliche, and almost everybody decided to rank up their Doom only because of prestige regions, among other things. But I did not have Doom in my mind to rank up before Act 7.3. Only after I have 100% 7.3 and realize that he actually is someone who's reliable and most useful. That's the reason why I'm going ahead and ranking up Dr. Doom right now. There we go. So I'm just gonna quickly give him this. Well, you know what? Let's just sell this ISO. And I don't even know if I have enough Mr. ISO, but I do have a lot of crystals. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm ran out of ISO. Let's just use this first and try opening a couple of crystals to try to get that Mystic ISO. Hopefully we have a Mystic 4-star. Yes, we do. Alright. So let's try this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try. Let's try another 10,000. So we got 1, 2, 3 again. Okay, I'm gonna open one more 10,000. So I just save all these 4 stars just for ISO. Let's see if I can more than 3. Then that's 1 and just 1 this time. Okay, might as well use the signed ISO. Or maybe not. Let's see if I have something else. Okay, I think I have a couple of Nexus crystals here, so let's just open these. Okay. Which one I need then? Let's just take tech. Okay. Okay, no mistake at all. That's strange. Okay, might as well open the Nexus 5-star. Oh, that's not a Nexus 5-star. Is it? It is. Okay. I thought it wasn't. I think I'll get more Sig on Silver Surfer. Well, I do have him as 6-star, but this is gonna give me another. Oh, then that's a mistake. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Anyways, let's just go back to Doom. I don't think that'll be enough. Might have to use other ISOs. I'll probably have to open. Could be enough. Okay, let's just try. By the way, even after doing this, my prestige is not going to go above 14,000. Okay. That's fine. Alright, so there we go, guys. It's a rank 4 Sig 200 Doom. Now we need a lot of stuff to rank him up, and I don't think that's going to happen until Act 8 comes out. But there it is. Prestigious. I think it should be 13,900. Where'd it go? Yep. Whatever, that's about it. This was what I actually wanted to do after I started beta, but I don't have the CCB beta. I only have the 7.4 beta. So I it wouldn't have worked if I wanted to test out ranking up all these champs. Uh, but that's about it. I actually didn't want to make a long video, but it's still gone for 20 minutes. So thank you for watching. I'm continuously going to upload the Act 7.3 path videos, at least 2 or 3 a day. And have an excellent day. Bye bye.